Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, WIP, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you are working on and work alongside while I chat, or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. Today, I'm going to be working on my Christmas bunny kit, so I'm going to move things around, get situated, zoom into where I'm going to be working, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, I got all set up to work and then realized I didn't have my timer in here, so I had to go get my timer real quick. So my timer is going, I've got drills, let me get started. Let me start with my life update. What's been going on in my life? You guys, it's always something. So we're trying to sell the house. We have a house inspection. Gosh, it feels like a lot of stuff happened this week. I really don't think it did, but it just feels like it. Anyway, we had a house inspection. And of course, our roof needs repaired. Because of course it does. Nothing can ever be simple, I guess. So the home inspector says it needs not replaced, but repaired. There is some visible hail damage, which is not surprising. We've lived here for 10 years. 10 years? 10 years. I think that's correct. We've not had anything to do with it. We have had several hailstorms. So there's some damage that needs repaired. Okay. So we call the insurance. The adjuster comes out. In between the adjuster coming out, a friend called a local roofing guy. The roofing guy came out and said, you need a new roof. Yes, it's hail damaged, but there's quite a bit. So it just needs redone. Okay, great. Then the adjuster comes out. Hubby talks to the adjuster. The adjuster says, well, I have to turn this all in, but yeah, pretty sure you just need a new roof. Then we get the information from the insurance company who says, oh, yes, your roof needs repaired, but not replaced. So we're only going to pay you for half of the roof, basically. And then it says, well, we'll give you the money to get started. And then if whoever we hire, whatever contractor we hire to fix the roof, ends up doing more work because more stuff needs to be done, then after that, we can have the contractor send in reasons why he did the additional work and all of that, and then they'll go back and look at it again. So my husband's all gung-ho to do that. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. We contacted the roofer, and he said, yeah, they're only paying for half. That doesn't seem right. Because in his opinion, it needs a brand new roof. The rest of it is in bad enough shape, it's not really salvageable. So he's going to try and work with the insurance company and see if he can get the re-roof covered prior to him doing any actual work on it. Because I told my husband, I love him, but he just is not used to how things work in the United States. And I said, if we have him re-roof it, the entire thing, and we only get half from the insurance company, if the insurance company comes back and says, yeah, we're not going to cover it, then we're stuck covering it. And we don't have the money for that right now. And if it truly is damaged because of a hailstorm, then the insurance needs to cover it. That's what we pay our premiums for. I knew it was going to be an argument as soon as we found out that we needed the roof fixed, because when isn't something an argument with insurance, right? The whole deal is they want to collect your premiums but never have to pay anything out. And with everything going on right now and the really bad storms that have been happening and things like that, they're paying out more claims than ever. And that's not good for their bottom line. So what do? Avoid paying out wherever they can. I mean, that's the business model, right? So the roofer was by on Friday to get some additional information, take some pictures, get all that done. I guess I should be grateful because when my husband called to turn in the claim, the insurance company wanted to know if we were okay if they, instead of having somebody climb up on the roof, if they just did it by drone. And I'm like, I guess I understand not wanting to have somebody climb up on the roof. That's less liability, but just, yeah. So that's going to be a whole thing. Hopefully, the contractor has said he works with insurance companies all the time. Hopefully, he can handle all of that and we don't have to be involved other than paying our deductible. Because every time it feels like we're close to getting out of here, something else happens, and this just feels like another one of those things. Also, this week, hubby went out and bought a trailer. So we now have a trailer sitting in our driveway. We did go with the tandem axle, which I'm happy for because that makes a difference to not only safety, but also how much weight we can carry. I don't think either one of us really thought about how much stuff we wanted to take. I mean, we're getting rid of a bunch of stuff, but there's also stuff we want to take, and I'm having a hard time visualizing it. And I told my husband, this is what happens when we buy a house as well. Every time I've gone to look at a house, when the room is empty, it seems small. And then you put a couch or a piece of furniture in it, and then suddenly the room seems huge again. And I'm feeling that way about the trailer. It feels like, I mean, we measured how much volume, cubic feet we would have to put things in, how big were the totes, how many totes could we fit in, all that kind of stuff. And we thought we had more than enough room. But once it's sitting in the driveway, boy, it does not look like it. So I told my husband, I think we just need to put a few things in it and see where we end up. And if at that point, then it looks a little bit more realistic to me. He had to go buy some tie down restraint systems to put in there because we obviously want to bungee cord, tie down with straps, cover with blankets, things that are going to be banging around in the back of the trailer for 2,000 plus miles while we make this journey. So he was busy installing a bunch of that this week so that we could start putting things in the trailer. We're still selling furniture off. Hubby sold our couch, which was one of the last things I was expecting to sell. Our living room looks really empty now. Pretty soon, we're not going to have anywhere to sit or any tables or end tables or TV stands or anything to put things on. I told my husband, pretty soon this is going to look like some kind of bachelor pad or something, college student's dorm room, because it's going to be a mattress on the floor and a bunch of crates for everything else while we try to get stuff packed up and sold and whatnot. We have also started bringing up stuff from the basement so that I can start kind of repacking, possibly getting rid of more things. I managed to get 3 boxes down to 2 totes, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. But I told my husband, weight-wise, I want to load some of the more heavier stuff into the trailer so we can see not only how much room we have, but also how much weight we might have left, because that may be a factor in us deciding whether or not to get rid of some other things. For example, we currently have 2 dressers, and we were going to get rid of one, but I'm not sure we're going to have room to take the other one unless we get rid of something else. So I think now we're down to the point where it's like, what do we want to take with us more, this or that? And then we have to make a decision between those two things. And I know for myself personally that I packed a bunch of like mementos and things, sentimental things, stuff from college, stuff from high school that I don't necessarily have to keep. And none of it is necessarily huge things, but when you're talking about packing and moving, it all eventually adds up, right? So I'm sure there are some things that I could let go of. I packed 2 or 3 boxes of books that I would like to take, but if we can't because of weight restrictions or because we need the room for something else that we want more, then we're going to do that. It does help that where we're going is basically fully furnished. I'm not planning on taking dishes or bowls or cups or anything like that. We'll pick a couple of sentimental mugs, a couple of water bottles, that sort of thing. But like, I'm not going to take all of our glasses or drinking glasses, all that kind of stuff that will get either sold or donated. So just things like that that originally I wasn't even thinking about when I originally packed stuff about how much things weighed, that we would have a weight limit. I mean, I knew we would need to take into account the size of the trailer and everything, but the trailer just feels really small. I'm hoping once we get some things in it that it will feel bigger. I don't want to load too much into the trailer yet. We're going to load some furniture pieces and some stuff like that, but I don't want to load Like my diamond paintings, even though they're packed up, I don't want to put them out there yet because we're still having some really hot weather. It's supposed to hit 90 at least one day this week, and we're into October. It should not be this hot still. And we still have stuff to go through, things that we use on a daily basis, obviously, that we need to go through and decide, things that we just hadn't packed up because we were still using them. So getting rid of some of the furniture, like our second dresser and stuff like that, will force us to be like, okay, are we taking this? Are we taking that? And I'm getting frustrated. We're still waiting to get confirmation that my husband's retirement money has transferred. And he's just, as always, blissfully, it'll happen, it'll happen, it'll happen. I'm like, we've been waiting 2 months for this now, and it hasn't happened yet. Like, what is taking so long? It just, yeah, I'm just frustrated because it's literally something somebody's going to do over the computer. So I don't understand why it's taking so long. I mean, mine that I went to go cash out, I filled out the paperwork on a Monday, and like the next week I had my money. So it's not that complicated. And I'm probably frustrated enough for the both of us. So I guess maybe it's okay that he's not frustrated. So yeah, so that's our project for this upcoming week, is to take some of the stuff that we've already kind of disassembled that we want to take with us and get it packed into the trailer to see, once that stuff is in there, some of the bigger stuff, what room do we have left for totes and everything else. So that will be a project for this week. And hopefully we will hear something from the roofer and or the insurance to find out that they're going to cover re-roofing it, because I told my husband, if the insurance is not going to cover a re-roof, then we can't afford it. We'll just have to use what they give us to repair what they say needs to be repaired, and then the rest of it will have to wait, I guess, for the next storm, because I'm sure there'll be another hailstorm. That's the way the weather works around here. I can't think of a summer in all the time that I've lived here that we haven't had at least one hailstorm. And like I said, I'm still waiting for it to get cooler so we can put stuff out in the trailer. I probably won't put my diamond paintings out there until the very last, because that's something we also have to think about, is once we get to where we're going, I want to be able to easily unload stuff into our rental, and then everything else is going to go to like a storage unit. But we also have to balance the weight in the trailer and everything, so it'll be fun. I told my husband he's in charge of all the stuff related to the trailer. He drives trailers all the time for work, so he's used to that sort of thing. I've never driven a car with a trailer attached, so I'm like, that's all on you. I'll pack everything up, but the actual driving and working with the trailer, that's his area of expertise, not mine. I'll organize stuff, but I have a doctor's appointment this week, hopefully for them to finally give me a diagnosis on what is wrong and to, I guess, put me on some medication to help with it. So we'll see what happens at the end of the week, where I'm at with that. I have felt much better even without an official diagnosis. I mean, they've told me what they think it is and referred me to the specialist, so I sort of have a diagnosis, but I'm waiting to see the specialist for them to be like, yes, this is definitely what it is. Here's what you got to do, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm sure I'll have a million questions after that to figure out what's going on. I'm ready for fall to be here. I told my husband we're in that weird situation right now where it's cold in the mornings, cold enough that you kind of need the heater, but then it's hot in the afternoons. Like I said, it's supposed to be 90 at some point this week. So it's just crazy to me. We've avoided turning the heater on so far, but I'm going to have to go dig all of my winter clothes out, because I packed them over the summer thinking that we would sell the house really quick and we'd be gone. And by the time I needed any winter clothes, we'd be in Canada. But I don't know if that's going to happen now. So until it does, I may need to dig out some of that winter clothing I packed away. On the upside, I guess I can then pack all of my summer clothing because I won't need it once it turns cold. I need a wand or a fairy godmother so I can just wave my wand and everything magically gets transported to where it needs to go, and I don't have to pack anything up. And totally get why people are like, I'm just going to sell everything and move with a suitcase. And I keep saying to my husband, like, having the home inspection, oh, this makes getting out of here at some point feel real. We bought the trailer. Okay, this makes it feel more real. Packing up stuff, this makes it feel more real. Selling furniture like our couch, this makes it feel more real. And he said, oh, I've always felt like it was real. And I'm like, it's not that I don't feel like it's real. It just feels more imminent, I guess. Like it's actually finally going to happen after years of planning. And he said, yeah, but I'm excited. And I said, it's not that I'm not excited. It's just I'm a worrier by nature, and so I worry about everything. And I know intellectually that 99% of what I worry about isn't going to happen. It's that 1% that gets me, though, you know? It's that whole mindset of if I prepare for the worst, then I'm prepared. And I'm pleasantly surprised if it doesn't happen. Whereas if I just go in expecting the best and the worst happens, then I'm not prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever. And my mom was like that, so I'm sure that's where I get it. My sister is like that too. My husband is much more a fly by the seat of his pants kind of person, but he's also way more used to dealing with change. You know, I've lived in this area my entire life. I've traveled other places, but I've never really lived anywhere else. My husband's dad was in the military, so they moved a lot. He was born in Canada, but spent several years in Germany when he was younger. They moved all over the place in Canada. And I don't think he spent more than a couple of years at the same school ever because they were constantly on the move. So when you live a lifestyle like that, you just get used to certain things. I wouldn't say he enjoys moving a lot, but he is excited about moving back and being closer to family and all of that, which I totally understand. I'm just coming at it from a different side because I'm moving away from my family, my immediate family. I mean, we're moving closer to his parents, who are my in laws. I don't want to make it sound like I don't want to be near his family. It's not that. Just change, and I've never been good with dealing with change. So, yeah, kind of lots of stuff happening with the trailer and just getting down to some nitty-gritty stuff like having to start filling out paperwork to import and export our vehicle, filling out the paperwork because we have to make like a manifest of everything that we're taking with us for Border Patrol, starting to fill out all of that paperwork. Yeah, all of those things just make it all feel a little bit more real, like I said. So that's how my week went. I kind of feel like it was a little bit of a roller coaster in some ways. Excited to get a home inspection because that's another step. Then a dip because now we've got to have the roof repaired. And then an upswing because, oh, insurance is going to pay for it. And then a dip because they're not going to pay for everything we need done. And upswing because we get the trailer. And then a dip because it doesn't look like it's going to be enough room or we're going to have enough weight limit to take all the things we want. So, yeah, just a lot of kind of ups and downs. And I mean, that's life, right? But yeah, this week was a bit of a roller coaster. All right, so that's it, I think, for mostly what's been going on in my regular life. What's been going on in my diamond painting life? Well, not a ton. Probably not as much has been going on in my real life, but I am still working away on projects. I finished the Halloween gnome, so you guys will be seeing the review of that one soon. I'm obviously working on the Christmas bunny. I decided I was going to work on the outside of it first because that's mostly reds and pinks and whites. A little bit of the bunny, like I've done the bunny's ears at the top with some grays and stuff, but mostly pinks and whites and reds because I ordered my pixie dust drills and they are not here yet. So I wanted to give them time for that order to get filled and get here before I started working in the middle section where the wreath is, where all of those kind of pixie dust drills are going to go. So I've been working my way around the outside. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get here. I did get an email yesterday that they have shipped. So hopefully it'll just be another couple of days and then those will be here. I'm getting behind again. I didn't really work on anything diamond painting related the last couple of days while we were dealing with the roof and insurance and all of that. So I'm a couple days behind, but this one is going pretty quickly. So hopefully once the other pixie dust drills that I ordered get here, then I can start flying along on this one again. I actually got two sides done. I've got the opposite side to this one and then across the top done. So I'm going to work my way down this side and then I'll work my way across the bottom while I'm waiting for the pixie dust drills to get here. I did put up a poll for my next kit because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and you guys overwhelmingly voted for the Halloween kit from Francesca's Studio Art, which is called Conversations. So that is the kit that I will be doing next. So you guys will be seeing the unboxing of that soon. You will also see the unboxing pretty soon of my Patriotic Gnome because DP for Vets, DP for Veterans is coming up, and I need to get that project kitted up and ready to go as well. So I'll be unboxing that one. I'll work on the Halloween one first because obviously I want to get that one done during October while it's still drills and chills, and that one kind of makes sense. It's not a huge kit and it is a round, so hopefully it won't take very long. I might even abandon this one for a little bit just so I can work on that one and get it done during October. I don't want to have to be working on a Halloween kit into November. Speaking of Halloween, did anyone get the Diamond Art Club Halloween mystery box? I saw it when they advertised it, but Halloween is just not my thing. I don't really do spooky, scary, gory stuff, so I didn't want anything like that. But I was curious if any of you purchased it. Has anybody gotten it yet? If you did purchase it, I don't even know how long ago that was. If it would even have been delivered by now. I would assume it was. It feels like it should have been long enough ago that it has been delivered, but what do I know? Time has become a blur with everything I have going on. So I was also looking at some of their new products. Every time I turn around, there's a new product out. The last one I saw was little pop-up cards, which honestly I could care less about. I'm still waiting for some diamond paintings that I feel like I have to have. I'm really hoping that Black Friday, Cyber Monday, they release enough kits that there's a couple that I'm like, ooh, yes, I must have that one, because I just am not feeling any of them lately. Maybe that's me because I have so many other things going on. Maybe it's not really the images. Maybe it's just me, but just haven't really seen anything lately that I was like, yeah, I got to have that one. Haven't really seen that from anybody lately. I'm still waiting on Orloa to hopefully do a winter themed one for my travel poster set, because I would love to do those and then hang them, frame them and hang them in wherever we end up, but don't know if that's going to happen. Okay, it is October, so that means it is time to update everybody on my diamond painting goals as well. So I thought I would take the opportunity to do that. So let's dive into my diamond painting goals and see how I did for September. Because September is the end of the third quarter. If I'm going to make my goals, let's hope I'm 3/4 of the way to whatever they are. Some I am, some I'm not. So we'll see. We'll see as we go through. So my first diamond painting goal, as always, is my diamond painting hours. The goal for this year is 1,000 hours. How many did I get to in September? In September, I did 94 hours and 22 minutes, which is pretty good. I think I need to average something like 80 something a month to meet the goal, to meet the 1,000-hour goal. So hopefully that puts me a little ahead of the average. Hopefully that means that's going to be good for that particular goal. If I add the 94.22 to my previous total for the year, which was 670.15, that means I am currently sitting at, as of the end of September, for the year, 764 hours and 37 minutes. So that's over 3/4. 3/4 would be 750. So like I said, hopefully that means I'm going to be able to get that many hours in. I don't know if I'm going to have that many hours or if I'll even meet the 80 that I need in October. With everything going on with the house and everything else, it may be a challenge for me to get to the 1,000 hours by the end of the year. But maybe I'll be able to do like I've done some years, and once the holidays hit, if I can be organized enough to have some things done ahead of time, then I'll have some blocks of time where I can just diamond paint. The second goal is finishes. And this year, my total number of finishes, my goal is 35. I normally aim for 50, and I've had some years where I've finished over 70, but I'm doing a lot of larger canvases this year because of some of my other goals, so I don't know if I'm going to even make the 35. I'm getting close. So for this month, for September, I had 4. I finished Sunday Delight, which was the Spangler one that you guys have seen. I finished the Halloween Girl, which was the Distracted by Diamonds one that I did. I finished Waiting for the Holiday, which was the Bella Art one. And I finished the Halloween Gnome. You guys haven't seen that one yet, but you will soon. So those 4 things were finished. So if I add those 4 finishes to my previous total, which was 23, adding 4 to that puts me at 27. So I'm at 27, which I think is pretty good. That's only, what, 7 more that I need to do to meet my goal. I should be able to do that no problem in the next 3 months. I mean, I finished 4 last month. They were all smaller ones though, so I guess we'll have to see how that pans out for me. This one is kind of small. The Francesca's one is not very big, and the Patriotic Gnome is not very big. So that's 3 right there. So that only leaves me 5 more that I would need to finish between now and December 31st. I don't know if I'll make it or not. We'll see. So that's where I'm at for finishes. My want series, the goal was to do 12. And I actually finished 2 this month. My goal was 1 a month, but I actually finished 2, well, not this month, in September. And that is, I finished the Sunday Delight, which was the Spangler one. That was on my want series list. And I finished the Halloween Girl from Distracted by Diamonds, because that one was also on my list. I knew I was going to want to do that one for Drills and Chills. I had seen somebody else complete her, and I knew she looked super cute. So I was excited to work on that one. Not as super thrilled with it as I worked on it because the drills were not what I was expecting, but she still turned out cute, so it's all good. So for my want series, I finished 2 in September. So if I add the 2 that I finished in September to my previous total of 8, that means I'm sitting at 10 for the year, which means I'm slightly ahead of schedule because at the end of September, if I was doing one a month, I would only have 9 finished. So the fact that I have 10 finished makes me feel pretty good. And that means I only need 2 more. And I think my Patriotic Gnome is on that list. And there's a Christmas one that's on my list, but it's pretty big, so I don't know if I will get to that one this year or not. That may be something that gets put off again until next year, but we'll see. Maybe once we get to Canada and I'll have lots of snowed in days where I don't have anything to do but diamond paint. What I would really love to do is find a job where I can work from home. I mean, we're already planning to do our second YouTube channel, which I still need to get going. You guys, I'm so behind on that. I still need to get that going. And then start filming some stuff. I've already started filming some stuff, but I don't have anything put together. So when I get that done, I will tell everybody. So you guys, if you're interested in our journey to Canada, can go follow us over there and see what it's like for me as an American and all of the culture shock and whatever else I might run into moving to Canada. All right, so that was my want series. The next goal is my budget, which has been kind of stagnant the last couple of months because I didn't really buy anything. I did buy a couple of things this month. I bought the 2 kits, which you guys saw in the stash video yesterday, the 2 little mini kits that I bought from Michael's, the Make Market brand, to work on in the car. I did go through everything in my stash, so if you missed that video yesterday, go back and check it out. And while you're doing that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any other videos. Anyway, I got those 2 Make Market kits, and then I ordered the pixie dust drills for this kit because I wanted the grays so that I could make them look more like silver, more metallic for the wreaths, the flowers that are in the wreath, because it's all grays, shades of gray. I did order some for the reds as well, but I did have some ABs. So as you can see, like I did here, I'm kind of sprinkling them in here and there when I don't have a ton of ABs, just because it adds a little something and it uses up spare drills, because that's something I have to consider. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take all of my spare drills with me because Those boxes are super heavy. I'm pretty sure hubby's going to tell me it's no big deal and I can take them, but I have other things. I can get more drills later if I end up donating stuff. For now, they're gonna be on my yes, they're going with us list, but that may change. However, I have been going through and getting rid of some, well, packing up even more stuff. I haven't gotten rid of it yet. Extras of things that I'm not going to use and I'm not going to take with us, things like that. So I am going to have a couple of mystery boxes. If anybody is interested in those, shoot me an email. I know I have at least one. I'm hoping to have enough stuff to put together at least two of them. I don't know if I will get a second one or not, but I do have at least one just filled with tools and things that I have duplicates of that I don't need to schlep all the way to Canada with me. All right, I keep getting off track. Budget. I bought 2 kits and I bought the pixie dust drills. So I spent for the month of September, because I didn't spend anything in July and August. For the month of September, I spent $62.06. That's all that I spent. So not a ton of money. And I had quite a bit sitting there, obviously, because I didn't spend anything in July or August, which means I currently have $953.67 left in my budget. 600 of that I had earmarked for Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, at this point, it may just sit there until Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I don't know where we're going to be. If we're in Canada and I use some of my points to get free shipping, or if I do something else, because the kits cost more when you order from their Canadian website, at least for Diamond Art Club. Maybe that's what I need to do is buy a couple of Diamond Art Club kits while I'm still here in the States, and then order from Dreamer Designs and Oraloa when I'm in Canada, because they both, as far as I'm aware, have warehouses in Canada. So I shouldn't have to pay like import fees or whatever. I guess I'll find out when I get there. Anyway, so that's what's left in my budget. The next goal was my 5 oldest kits. That goal is actually finished, so I'm super happy about that. I thought about continuing on and just doing another, or trying to do another of my 5 oldest. 2 of them are Spanglers, though. I think the next 3 or 4 are quite large. So I just said, you know what, I'm just going to call this goal finished. And then if I want to do that goal again next year for 2025, then I can. But for right now, I'm just going to call it done. So of my 6 goals, 1 is completely finished, and I'm well on my way to the other ones, except for the last one. And the last one is my original goal at the beginning of the year was to increase my stash, because everyone was telling me how much more expensive it was going to be to buy Diamond Art Club diamond paintings and everything else moving to Canada, because the exchange rate favors the US dollar, not the Canadian dollar. Also, because of exchange fees and all that kind of stuff, or import fees, I get all that. However, I've tried to buy diamond paintings this year. I look every week at Diamond Art Club and think, okay, this week I'm going to get something. And I just haven't seen anything that makes me go, yeah, absolutely. Love that one. Have to have it. Gonna buy it. I just haven't seen anything like that. I've seen several that I thought, oh, that's kind of cute, but nothing that was like, yes, let me mark my calendar so I can make sure I'm online to buy that one. And nothing against Diamond Art Club. It's been that way for me looking at lots of places, Orlo and Dreamer Designs included. So it could just be me, and maybe in the back of my mind, I just don't want to buy anything right now, because now I'm more cognizant of the weight limit and space constraints and all that kind of stuff that I wasn't really thinking about. Now I am. So the thought of adding more diamond paintings to pack and store and transport just doesn't sound like a lot of fun. And honestly, we're going to be relatively close to the border. I mean, our plan is, well, my plan is that I will be flying back on a somewhat regular basis to see my family. I don't know if my husband intends to come with me. I don't even know if he'll be able to come with me. It depends on what the work situation is. Hopefully, my work situation will just be that I'll be doing videos and stuff, which I can do from pretty much anywhere. So if I want to travel, that's just more content, right? And if he goes back to work, if he's storming, then he might have time off to go with me. If he isn't, then maybe not. But all that to say that I can increase my stash driving across the border and us going into Maine and doing some shopping in the States that way. We could set up an address at like a UPS store in Maine or someplace so that we can get mail there. So it's getting mailed to a US address and all that kind of stuff. I could just have my daughter or my sister or somebody get it for me and hang on to it until I can get down here and get it. I have lots of options. I kind of want to explore what Canada stores have to offer and what that looks like. Because, the shoe is on the other foot here because there's some stores in Canada, and I've purchased from a few of them, but there's some that I haven't purchased from because shipping is expensive coming from Canada. It works both ways. So, yeah, I'm excited to get up there and see, like, once I'm a local Canadian, how that looks different. And maybe I'll find some shops that I didn't even know about before, and then I can share them with you guys. Sorry for all the tangents. Wow, it's been a day for tangents. Okay. The last goal was to increase my stash. And talking about all of that was to say that I really haven't, because I haven't found a whole lot of kits that I was interested in from new releases from anybody really recently or in the last few months. The only two kits I bought were those two that I bought from Michael's, the two little mini kits. They're Make Market ones. So I have those two kits. So those two are going to get added into my stash. However, I finished 4 things, if you remember. I finished 4 kits. So plus 2 minus 4 means that my stash is currently -2 for the month. And I think it has consistently, well, I didn't buy anything in August or July, so I know my stash didn't increase. And I know I finished things in both of those months. So for the last 3 months, my stash has been decreasing rather than increasing, which again, I'm okay with. It's, like I said, the original intention was that I would buy more things while they were less expensive here. Maybe that would be an interesting comparison video once we do finally move, to say, okay, here's my last purchase while I was in the States. Here's my purchase while I was in Canada, and here's what the difference is. So yeah, tangents aside, that's where I'm at. So like I said, except for the stash goal, I think I'm well on my way to most of them. I think I'm at the 3/4 done mark with all of them except for the stash. And I have finished the 5 oldest one, so that one is completed if I can stay on track for the next 3 months. Or if I can, I don't know, work ahead while we're waiting for the house to sell. We still have to sell the lot next to our house as well. Pack the trailer, pack our stuff, sell the things that we're not taking with us. And we may, like I said, end up heading that direction before we actually sell the house, because we are currently paying rent on a rental we are not in, which seems dumb. We have our reasons, but I don't know that I want to continue doing that. Really, we're just waiting for me to go to this doctor's appointment with the specialist and figure out what's going on. And then once we have some answers for that, then we can make some decisions about, okay, yes, if I'm just on medication or something, then we'll load it up and be ready to go and hit the road. And if hubby has to come back and sign paperwork or whatever, or if we can sign it online, our realtor has been awesome. So we have options. At the moment, we just need to get this whole situation with the roof figured out first. So roof and my health. Once that's done, then yeah, we've made a lot of progress. Okay. Oh, another tangent. You guys, have you seen the new custom diamond painting AI option that Dreamer Designs has? I saw a video on it on their YouTube channel, and it wasn't very long. And most of the comments that I saw were not in favor of it. So I'm curious what you guys think. So basically, it is make yourself what they're calling a custom piece, but you're not like uploading anything like you would like a custom where you're asking them to do a custom of a photograph or anything like that. Basically, they have opened up their little AI tool to everyone. You can go in and play around with their AI generator and generate a diamond painting that they will then turn into a quote unquote custom diamond painting for you. I don't know what the cost is or anything. And they did say it was beta only, so it's not going to be around forever. I think after it leaves beta, I think they want people to test it. And then it will only be available to people who are like their VIP members or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Don't forget, DP for Veterans is coming up. So make sure you mark your calendars. I put information out there in my Facebook group along with the link to the entry form. So if you're not in the Facebook group, go join that. That is the group where everybody will be posting progress pics and everything. I do not require a start pic, but if you would like to post a start pic, you are more than welcome. I love seeing all of the photos and everything. I'll be posting progress photos of my own. Like I said, the next thing that you're going to see me working on is the conversations Halloween piece that you guys picked out. That will be the next kit that I work on. But then after that, I will be at some point this month unboxing my little patriotic gnome and getting him kitted up and ready to go so that I am ready on November 1st to start working on him. This will be an interesting event. I've never tried to do something like this while I have things going on, like trying to move to another country or trying to sell my house or anything like that. So things may change as we go along. Please bear with me. I will try to keep it as normal as possible compared to previous years, but you never know what's going to happen, right? So make sure that you've filled out the entry form, and make sure you do need a finish. So make sure that you've chosen a kit that you can finish in the allotted time, which is the month of November. I'm expecting things to get just kind of even more hectic from here on out. It is October, which means we now have less than 3 months until Christmas, which seems insane. I've actually already bought a couple of Christmas gifts, crazy as that is. I bought, well, one isn't really a gift. It's for us. Every year I buy us a Christmas ornament that has all of our family names on it and the year. So I have purchased that for us. Last year I got one that had moose. So there was a moose for each of us, me, my husband, my son, and my daughter. This year I got polar bears, just as a nod last year and this year to my Canadian husband. This year, the polar bears, everybody's wearing a toque, so I thought that was funny too. So I got that, and then I got an ornament for my daughter. Ooh, she sometimes watches these, so I don't want to say what it is, but I'll give it to her. So next week I'll tell you what it is. It's super cute. And then I'm thinking that I'm probably going to go ahead and buy some Christmas presents for my nephew so that they are here. I'll just give them to my sister so she can hide them away, just in case we don't make it back for Christmas. I can't imagine that I won't want to be back here for Christmas, but sometimes weather does not cooperate, especially flying from the Great White North. I would feel better if she just had it here. That way, if we can't make it for some reason, it's at least there. She can wrap it and give it to him. Also, I got to try and talk my sister into getting their passports so they can come visit us and stay with us once we have a house of our own instead of a rental. They could probably stay with us in the rental, but I'd rather have a little bit more room. But they all have to get their passports first. I've decided I'm going to tell my nephew they need to get their passports, because if I tell him that he has to remind his mom, he'll nag her until she actually does it. She'll just ignore me. I think that's everything I needed to tell you guys. So let me zoom out. I got quite a bit done today. It does go pretty fast, even if I end up single placing a lot, doing the ABs and some of the specialty drills. Somebody else mentioned they were having problems with their putty. Putty has been super sticky, I think because it's super hot. And she mentioned that she would stick the putty in the cooler and that would help, because when it gets hot, it gets gummy. But somebody else reminded me about glue lines, and I have not tried my glue lines yet. So I'm thinking maybe, since the putty is being kind of a pain because it's been so hot, maybe I'll get my glue lines out finally and try those. Okay, so you can see where I'm at. Like I said, I've done all the way across the top row. You can see a little bit of the bunny's ears here. And I'm really enjoying these. This light pink is the pixie dust drills that came with the kit. There's a couple of ABs that came with it as well. And then I've got a couple of pixie dust and a couple, I think 3 ABs that I'm going to be adding in. And then once I get my order of the pixie dust drills for this, I think I've got 4 different shades of gray coming so I can start filling in the wreath. But it's actually been kind of fun. I don't normally diamond paint this way, go through and kind of do the outsides or the background or something first. I usually just pick a row and I just kind of go back and forth like a typewriter carriage. So this has been an interesting little experiment for me to do it this way. I actually don't mind it. It makes it a little weird to put my release papers on, but other than that, yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. And I'm really enjoying all the reds and pinks, light pinks and everything in this kit. So actually glad that I decided to do this one. Now, if my drills would just hurry up and get here so I can finish that one. And then I'll move on to conversation and finish that one. And then maybe I'll have time to do a second one this month before, I guess it would be a third one, this one and the Halloween one before the end of October. Maybe I can fit one more like small Bella Art one in if it goes really fast. We'll have to see. I told my husband I'm trying to work on more stuff. I want to get through some because if I finish it, that is a box I do not have to pack and take with me to Canada, which frees up some room. This was a huge ramble today. I think I covered everything that I want. Hopefully it was not a roller coaster like the one that I was on earlier this week. But yeah, whew. That was a bunch of just words flying at you guys. Hopefully you got something done on your project. I did. I think that's it for me today. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video, guys. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video and all its rambling, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button and that bell so that you can be notified when I upload future videos. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.